Hey, what's going on? X here, and today we're going to be looking at one of the most amazing things I've ever found. So, I was on Twitter one day and I found an article that basically asks the question: is cheating genetic? And I was quite interested because, it's not every day that you get to find out if cheating is genetic or not. So I came to this site talking about this lady who gives her experience, right? So they said, okay, there's this woman who definitely believes it exists. Her name is Gwyneth Lee, and she claims to have had more affairs with more than 100 married men over the last decade, 3/4 of whom had parents had cheated, right? So the 47-year-old from Chelsea, West London, says that cheating runs in the family, right? So, well, I'm going to need more proof for that, though. Sons or daughters of cheats fear the disapproval of their parents far less because they know they have been unfaithful too. That's a that's a very, very wild accusation. So here's the thing. It's quite wild, right? To be like, okay, I cheated on you and I'm sorry. And it's a whole other case to be like, oh, I cheated on you, I'm sorry, I just got it from my dad. It runs in the family. No one's gonna fucking believe you. Nobody. And you're like, and imagine you automatically having the assumption that your parents already cheated just because you cheated. I mean, no, shit doesn't work that way. So it says, so let's keep going, right? So one of the men I've been seeing is a wealthy banker from Cambridge whose mother has been married 3 times. What? Holy shit, okay. He grew up with her dating a succession of different men that affected his behavior as he got older. That actually might be possible. I'm not gonna lie. So he's saying the kid picked up. So if the kid picked up on the behavior, that wouldn't be genetic anymore. That would just be something that he learned. That's his environment caused that action. It's not like he grew up. It's not like he was a kid and it was already in his genes that he would cheat. That doesn't make sense. This thing is absolutely contradictory, right? But let's keep going, I guess. His mother is aware that he cheats on his wife and they have kept the secret between themselves. That is a horrible mother. That is a fucking horrible mother. She told him, well, I could hardly start lecturing you after the way I behaved. Yeah. That she's not wrong. She is not wrong there. She's not wrong there. Another one of my lovers is a guy in his 30s whose parents were both unfaithful throughout his teenage years, and while he was at the university, and it suited them to stay together while seeing other people. What the fuck? Who the fuck are these people? So okay, they were basically in an open relationship. Open relationships are, well, it's not cheating, is it? It's open relationships is basically both of you are agreeing to, to date other people while still dating yourself. So I doubt it's exactly cheating. You can't really describe it as cheating anymore, right? Can't really describe it as cheating. So he's married and he cannot stay faithful. He said the idea of sticking with one person for 50 years seemed pretty boring after he had seen how much fun his parents were having. his wife has cheated on him too. What? And both her parents are adulterers. I guess cheats attract other cheats, so they both know what to expect. Well, I'm not a cheat, and yeah, that's not what we're talking about. This argument is so, or I won't call it an argument. This whole thing is so stupid. It's so fucking stupid. So it's basically saying, in what world do cheats attract other cheats? I mean, if cheaters attracted other cheaters, then wouldn't cheating be like, wouldn't cheating be like cool? Because, cheaters would attract other cheaters, and people who are loyal will go for other people that are loyal. But that is not the case. That is literally never the case. People that are cheaters cheat on people that are loyal. And this shit that is genetic is absolutely fucking stupid. Cheating is not genetic. I repeat, cheating is not genetic. Do not use this excuse anywhere and be like, oh, I'm sorry I cheated. I'm just. If you use zodiac signs, fuck you really much. But still, cheating is not genetic. So I actually checked it around, right? I checked it around and I found another site, Insider, of course. Why not? Insider. So it talks some more about how cheating can be, in your genetics. So it says cheating could be absorbed from your parents, siblings, and family. Okay. So they said that Wish told Insider that cheating could be a maladaptive behavior, that is something you develop as a negative response in feeling unhappy in a relationship. Possible, but it's also something you could absorb from your parents, other siblings, or other family members. What the fuck do you mean absorb? Like what? You're fucking Kevin Levin or something? Like, how do you absorb cheating? Like, that doesn't make sense. But alright, let's see. So this one, as a child, you see how your caretakers deal with your anxiety, depression, and happiness. That's what we said. If your mother overeats and your father cheated on your mother, and you see that behavior, and you see your parents' moods, you learn without knowing what you are learning, and you learn without knowing what you are learning about ways to manage your feelings. Again, I understand. Basically, they keep jumping around the fact that if you notice something when you're a kid, it tends to stick to you, which is very, very normal, because it's normal. If you're a kid, your head is like a clean slate. So anything that you write down on that slate tends to stick with you for life, because it's a habit. It's a habit that is caused when you're a kid, which is normal. But it's a whole other case. It's a whole other case to be like, okay, it's a whole other case to be like, cheating is in your genetics. It's a whole other, that's what I want them to prove, that cheating is in my genetics, that I can be born with a cheating gene, right? So, okay. So they said there's a possible relationship between a particular gene and inclination to cheat, right? So they said that scientists, now it gets interesting. Scientists have a hunch that the desire to cheat could be linked back to something called the dopamine receptor. And this is so much blah blah blah. Regardless, they said there's a thrill-seeking gene that's being called out as the gene responsible for alcoholism and gambling addiction. So, okay. In a 2010 study, Okay. In the 2010 study, the participants who possessed a particular kind of the gene were more likely to cheat. Okay, that's something. For their study, blah blah blah. Okay, so for their study, they were asked to complete a questionnaire about their sexual behaviors, as well to submit a DNA sample which would be tested in order to determine the variation of the gene in their DNA. So according to the findings, they said everyone has the gene, but the more you have, the more prone you are to thrill seeking. In other words, cheating. You could be more drawn to the temptation of things that you shouldn't be, like cheating, and for no other reason that you want to feel the thrill associated with it. So basically, they're saying that some people derive joy from cheating, which is something. I mean, it's actually something. So say Garcia told the ABC News, it all goes back to the release of dopamine, the happy hormone, that humans are naturally drawn to activities that make them feel pleasure. Okay, but according to Garcia, people who possess this gene are more average. People who possess this require more than. So according to Garcia, people who possess the cheating gene, right, require more of the cheating, require more of the thrill-seeking gene than an average person, which is something, because a lot of people cheat. I guess it's not really the average person anymore. Okay, so as they said, given the results of the study, it might be fair to say that some cheaters really can't help themselves, because there is a limited supply of because there is a limited supply of scientific evidence to support this claim, then you shouldn't make this assumption. But you made this assumption, so it's not like it's a random thing. Scientists, like, is there nothing else in the world that scientists are actually taking time out of their day in order to find whether there is a cheating gene? I mean, is there nothing else that you could do? Like, literally anything else, right? But oh well. So that's basically the end of it. So what I will say, of course, is this is actually quite an excuse to use. I mean, to be like, I'm sorry I cheated on you with like 10 other women. My dad was a cheater. My mom was a cheater. Obviously, I had to be a cheater too. It's just in my genes. That won't make sense. This, no matter how much you might try to make it make sense, it will not make sense. I promise you that. And the whole thing, what we actually say most of the time is the whole thing about if you're a kid, whenever I see somebody cheating as a kid, you tend to cheat too. But the real question I have here is, who the fuck is explaining the concept of cheating to kids? They're kids. Why are they doing with cheating? I mean, you're a kid. You should not be knowing what cheating is. Be like, just meet your child and be like, your dad, he's married to me, but he cheated on me. The concept of cheating to a child, that doesn't make sense. I don't know anybody who would be sane and be doing that. I don't think I know anybody that'll be sane and be doing that shit. But regardless, yeah, that's it. Enjoy. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.